Hello, everyone.
Hey, hey.
How's it going? All good?
All good from my side. From your side?
All good as well.
Nice. Yeah,
Let's see.
stuff is growing. Like people are positive and stuff, even when we temporarily have like a market downturn and stuff. So it's good, you know.
Yeah, the sentiment is building up. I feel it.
Exactly.
Cool. Let's see if more people will tune in. Let's wait a little bit. All right. So I will kickstart the session. Just to remember that this session is being broadcasted live here on Zoom. Also on LayerX YouTube channel and also on TAIKAI platform. I would say that for the people that want to revisit the session or even to check how was the session, they can always do it with the recordings that we will put in place. So everything will be recorded so that people that couldn't join today can watch it another time. So first things first, I want to thank everyone to be here. I want to give a special thanks for the StarkWare team to be alongside us for this incredible hackathon. Also for all the sponsors involved in making this possible. So a special thanks also for the Nimbora team, the Braavos team, Madara team, Pragma team, Giza team, Herodotus team, Dojo team, JediSwap team, Avnu team, and Argent team. So it's quite amazing to have so many different projects coming along and building this fantastic opportunity. And the format of this opening session will be very straightforward. So I will present a little bit on what we are doing and what is this hackathon about. Then we will give the opportunity for the StarkWare team also to share some words. And after that, we will have each sponsor to have a 3 to 4 minute time slot also for them to share anything that they want on their side and especially related to the bounties that they have for the challenge. By the end, I will also explain some things related to the platform, perhaps two of the most important things. One is the matchmaking, so that will allow people to join and create teams, and also the part of creating a project and how can basically they can submit it. That will be a very light overlook on that because we will also will share more in-depth materials throughout the hackathon. So let's go. So as you all know, this is a Starknet Winter Hackathon initiative. The goal here is to have people with all kinds of expertise levels to be involved and to actually build something on top of Starknet and all the tech available from our sponsors. That's the objective. I would say that it's important that participants also feel comfortable to bring ideas out of the box because those are sometimes the most impressive. So feel free to be pretty much build what you think that could be a cool project because I think that also the juries will like that a lot. In terms of timelines, we have the registration still open. So we have a very good number of participants so far, more than 320. And you have until the 29th of January to basically register on the hackathon. So that's something that you can also share with some friends that you might have. Other than that, we have around 50K in prizes split between the global track that is being offered by Starknet and all the sponsors and their bounties that also want to give a prize to the best projects that build on top of them. So that's a very cool opportunity, not only to get networking opportunities to all of these projects and to meet other people, to make networking opportunities happen, and also to compete for a very good prize. So that's pretty much on my side as an overview of the hackathon. So I wanted to invite Liran and Luis from StarkWare to share their side and their words about this initiative.
Thank you for that. Thank you, everyone. Let me introduce myself. I'm Louis. I'm the head of product market strategy for StarkWare. Prior to that, I used to be in charge of the ecosystem and until very recently. And I'm very, very pleased to host you for this hackathon. So maybe let me walk you through a tiny bit about StarkWare, who we are, what is Starknet, what are our main strengths, and why you should be excited to be building with us. So StarkWare is a 6 years old company founded by Eli Ben Sasson, Michael Rabia, Alessandro Chiesa, and Euri Colonni. We specialize, as you probably know, into a technology called zero-knowledge proof, and more specifically, something called Starks, which are considered to be the silver bullet to scale blockchain in general. StarkWare has been working towards this goal of improving the scalability of blockchains for the last 5 years in production with the likes of DYDX, Immutable, Sorare, Diversify, Unify, Brine, Apex, and Paradex, and many others. And while we were working on building this, at some point we felt the need to create a full L2, what we call a generalized purpose L2, something which feels and looks like a smart contract blockchain where you can write application that can handle the load that we expect to handle with a blockchain without sacrificing on decentralization, sacrificing on security, sacrificing on opportunity. And so when it comes to Starknet is the main L2 that has been built from the ground, from first principle from the ground up, not trying to be backward compatible with Ethereum, but instead try to build on top of the knowledge being aggregated over the last 10 years in the space, in the environment, in the space. So a couple of things that make Starknet different as a dev is you use a different language that is optimized for proving, those zero-knowledge proofs. That's what enables scaling. And also you write this Caro is also a language that is also much more modern than Solidity in the sense that has been built much closer to Rust with a lot of the attributes that makes it easier now in some capacity to write Caro and write Solidity. On the other hand, I kind of jumped a bit ahead when I was going over the description of what StarkWare does. As I say, we do the zero-knowledge proof, and you can think about those zero-knowledge proof as a compression algorithm for blockchain, or for computation in general, but roughly speaking for a blockchain. Meaning that today, when you are zipping a file, what you're going to do is you're going to take a file, you're going to compress it, and everyone who's going to download after it will be downloaded much more efficiently thanks to you. With a zero-knowledge proof, you can do the same thing, but for computation. And this is what makes it more scalable in the context of blockchain. Meaning, I can have someone creating a proof of the chain, a proof of what's happened on the database, and everyone can verify it on their phone. And so, to get this going at the scale that we want, we built this language called Caro, and we also created a new programming environment, a new execution environment called Starknet. Starknet is also written in Caro, and you can think about it as pretty much like you would think about Ethereum, but it has a couple of quirks that you may want to explore while in the hackathon, such as you have account abstraction by default, meaning you can have smart wallets. Adding advanced logic that Argent and Braavos can expand. You can expand on top, and they are obviously the sponsor of our hackathon. You have what we call cheap core data, meaning sending transaction data from your transaction is much cheaper than So that allows things like Herodotus or Pragma, or things that requires some advanced cryptography to be used, finally are practical thanks to that change. It also makes computation very cheap, which allow for games and Dojo and other all sort of computation heavy operation to operate on the network. So this is sort of like the initial threat: cheap computation, cheap code data, like abstraction, and then high scale. So now, why did we want to run this hackathon? The reason is quite simple. Hackathon is a great place for people to start have fun and go into like a very short blitz mode in project creation. There is many projects on the ecosystem crypto that came from Hackathon. JediSwap started the Hackathon project, I think Chainlink too, and many others. In Starknet, Brick started the Hackathon project. And Giza, which Rafael is representing here, is also started the Hackathon project. Those hackathons are fantastic as a way to convince yourself either a need for what I build. Do people get excited? Do they feel that they want to use that stuff? And these hackathons are a very efficient way because you get to be exposed to and compete with a lot of high quality ideas and high quality projects and very senior people who tend to have seen the word and seen good project around. And so you can convince them that maybe you are a good start to get somewhere. And so the reason why we created that hackathon in the first place is because those hackathon requires organization, and that requires to provide a couple of sparks to initiate. And so as Starknet is maturing at the moment, we are getting the speed to allow people to build whatever project they want. We felt the need to incentivize and push people to try it out again and again and again and again and again. And so this is why we got involved with, thanks to Liran, who's who organized it from the StarkWare side, who has to convince all our fantastic sponsors to come and contribute and explain what they do, and to allow you to hack on their tech stack and hack on their tool to create new projects. So what do you expect to see from Project Net? It's actually quite simple. There is one core idea that you want to see in a hackathon is be bold, be creative, and make something fun. And make it easy for someone who's looking from the outside and has a very short attention span to understand why they should care. What you present, what you do, the story you're telling with your project is just as important as the project itself. People don't really judge, they don't really read the code. They do, to check sure that whatever you say, if it's too exciting and then they're like, oh, that can be true, they're going to dive into the code. But they're not going to dive into the code if the story isn't exciting in the first place. So what I'm trying to say here is make first an exciting story, something that people would look and like, oh shit, this is new. I want to see what this looks like. And then they really dive in the code and so on. So what I expect to see, at least from my perspective, is high quality project hacking on the likes of I say Giza, of Argent, of Braavos, of I've seen people here from Pragma, I see people from Carno and others. Go look at what they do and try to think what would be the most exciting thing that one can build with it. What is the most interesting story you can make that will use their tech stack, use what they build, and they can be happy to amplify while telling something that you care about so much. So be creative, be innovative, be bold, and make it easy for the judge to read. So just one second, because sorry. I'm looking for just one sec. I'm just looking for something here. Sure. Okay. So I'm going to soon leave it the stand to the sponsors, but there will be jams all the week all the 3 weeks of the hackathon by their sponsors that will explain how you can build a tech. Feel free to reach out to them. Feel free to talk to them. They are here to help you, and they're here to be with you. So don't be ashamed. Go talk to them. Go meet them. It's also a good way to socialize and potentially make partnership or even like finding jobs. So now to summarize, talk to the project, talk to the sponsors, understand what would make people excited, including the sponsors, and present in the way that us can read and understand quickly what you want to do, and make the code that match it. So I will leave this then now to Liran, and thank you so much. Looking forward to see what you guys are going to build, and looking forward to explore with you guys. And okay.
All right, thanks so much, Luis. I definitely agree with all of the things that you said. I think it's also important that people really realize that this is not only an opportunity to build a project and perhaps win something like a prize, but it's more than that. It's networking opportunities, it's learning opportunities, and also there are some hackers that, with the engagement that they have with some projects, they have landed some cool positions on that projects as well. So I think this is a great opportunity for all, and to show their skills. And for the ones that perhaps feel more on initial level in terms of skills, I think it's an awesome and quick way to learn a lot of stuff in a small time frame. So that's very important also for the builders that want to be more involved with this space. So thanks so much, Luis. Now I wanted to invite Nimbora to come on stage and pretty much have a few words for us as well.
Absolutely. Thanks for the intro, Louis. Like, it was amazing. Like when you like speak like that, I feel that Ethereum vibe from back in the day. So I would like to start with continue what Louis said and continue why we are doing this. So like one of the ideas of Nimbora is, how do we scale Ethereum? How do we make Ethereum basically scalable? And Starknet is one of the answers, in my opinion, the best answer, and that's why we are building. And with Nimbora, what we are trying to do is scale L1 DeFi, because when we think about it, like even during the bear market and everything, we managed to have like DeFi as one of the cornerstones and one of the product market fits of Ethereum mainnet, basically. And now we have this amazing tech of Starknet with account abstraction, with much better user experience and so on. So why wouldn't we scale basically L1 DeFi and so on, all the strategies and stuff, push it to L2, give it the user a fraction of cost, improve the user experience, and even better, build cross-chain yield strategies and make this earn products and stuff like Web2-like. Because if we come to a point where I believe we'll come like in 2-3 years, where I don't have to explain my mother, oh, this blockchain is good because A, B, C, and D, but she can use it like a Web2 like app or whatever, well, we kind of won. And that's what you're trying to do with Nimbora, basically making DeFi more democratized and like accessible to everyone. And in the future, ideally, make that like Web2-like experience, but still you can have fully self-custodial, decentralized access to these things. So yeah, we have a kind of like a bunch of ideas what you can build, but always, feel free to innovate. We already had some like inputs and stuff like additional stuff that can be done, potential with restaking, this and that. Anyways, it's so amazing even before the hackathon starts, how many ideas there are from hackers. So, looking forward to this
one. Awesome. Many thanks, Eddie. I'm also looking forward to see what kind of projects also use our tech stack. So for next, I wanted to invite Braavos to come on stage and also have a few words.
Yeah, so hope everyone can hear me well. I'm all at Braavos. We are a wallet in the Starknet ecosystem. We have both an extension and an app, and I believe we've utilized Starknet account abstraction to build probably the first two-factor and three-factor authenticated wallet where you can sign using your hardware wallet in your phone and soon with other methods. And you're actually using your phone and your fingerprint and your Face ID to sign transactions. And you're not reliant on your seed phrase anymore. And even if you get phished or have malware on your machine, you can still be secure. And one of our products is actually a multi-owner account where teams and builders can collaborate to safely upgrade their contracts and handle other sensitive information. And our project is centered around the new version of our multi-owner account design. And our project is we're really looking forward to see some really interesting ways to use our multi-owner account. So the first step there is to build an interesting centralized application surrounding our multi-owner account design and contract. And we're really looking forward to see what builders are capable of thinking. And later on, we're really hoping to see some kind of integration with different command line tools like Starknet, and see integration between that and our multi-owner account. So building teams and developers can use it in the future. And that's about it on my end.
All right, thank you, Mahar. Now I wanted to invite the team from Madara.
Hello. Am I audible?
Hello. Yeah,
Hello.
we can hear you.
Awesome. Can I share my screen? Is that better?
Sure.
Yeah. Sorry for the background noise. And actually, yeah. Let me just step out. All right. We're gonna do like a quick talk on why you should build your app chain on Madara, and probably just like quickly talk about why Madara is a good track and what the bounties are. So, am I audible and can you see my screen? Is my
Yes,
screen
we
visible?
can.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Basically, Madara is an open source framework for you to build app chains, and it's basically app chains that are powered by Cairo. So essentially, what this means is that we already had app chains using Cairo before. We had DYDX, Immutable, Sorare, and so on. What we did with Madara is basically we open sourced the entire stack. So now you can basically use the Madara framework to build app chains with the same technology which was being used in the app chains which I just mentioned, and it's 100% open source. So like you can see over here, we have more than 90 plus contributors spread out all over the world. But what really makes Madara powerful, obviously there is Cairo, but what also makes it very powerful is that it's very modular, which means that each and every component of the Madara stack can be swapped if you really wanted to. So if you want to use a different DLL instead of Ethereum, you can use Avail, Celestia. We already have those integrations. In fact, we have a campaign going on with Avail right now as well. If you want to use a different prover, whether you want to use Shark by StarkWare, Platinum by Lambda class, or you want to run your own prover, you can do that as well. That's possible. So basically, the idea is that every component, even if you want to change the VM, right? Like if you don't want to use the Cairo virtual machine, but want to support, let's suppose the Kakarot stack, you can do that as well and support EVM. So essentially, it's still the Cairo virtual machine, but for the user, it's like the Ethereum virtual machine. So it's completely modular. You can do whatever you want at the stack level, and it's very battle tested. So we have basically the Cairo stack and the provers that we have been using at Starknet and multiple other app chains have now been used to trade over more than $1 trillion in volume. And all of the stats that you can see here, $700 million locked in TBL and 100 million NFTs minted. So this is more battle tested than any other ZK stack that exists today in the market, right? You can compare it with anything else. There's nothing that has been in production for so long and has these numbers or can match these numbers. So that's a basic overview of what the power of Madara is and what we are developing over here. If you want to contribute, it's open source, like I mentioned, right? So you're free to come here and join us in contributing. But for this hackathon, we're specifically looking for people who just want to build on top of Madara. So these are basically the tracks that you have with Madara. The first one is just building an app chain, right? So just build an app chain that makes sense. Now over here, obviously, there are multiple types of app chains that you can make. We would like to give priority to app chains that, actually have a use case of being an app chain, like something like order books or maybe micro payments, which are like very fast, or you maybe need your own fee token, or you don't need fees at all. So things that cannot just be done on general purpose chains and like make sense to have their own app chain. That's what we're looking at these tracks. But you can just completely go crazy over here. You don't need to do the ideas which I was talking about. That's the first one. The second track is make use of Madara modularity. So maybe you want to build something, which just has like uses, let's say Avail or Celestia as the DLR, which makes it like very, very cheap for your app chain. That's maybe the innovation that you want to choose, or maybe, like try around with a different VM, like I just mentioned. The third is just build tooling around Madara. So while Madara today is compatible with a lot of the Starknet tooling, you can just use Starkly, Starknet.js, and the existing wallets to start playing around with Madara. It is still like Madara is still an app chain framework, right? So it's not just for deploying smart contracts. You can also do other things. So, if you can build tooling around Madara, some innovative things that can help, not with just smart contract deployment, because we already have a lot of those tools with Starknet, but like something that just makes app chain development easier, whether it's like setting your Genesis config, like maybe I want to play around with my Genesis config, so you make that easier for me, or maybe it's like basically some basic monitoring tools for your DA updates, or maybe monitoring tools or alerting tools for something goes wrong and you're proving. So things around those things, that would be very interesting. And finally, if you just want to integrate new features and protocols, right? So like if there's some new protocol out there, which is like, let's suppose there's the graph protocol, right? So integrating that with the Madara stack. Or maybe something what Gelato is doing. Can we integrate that with Madara? So these are some other ideas that you can go. The total cash price of it is around $4,000. The exact split would depend on how many entries we see in each track and what the entries exactly are. But these are the general tracks. And please do reach out to us. These are the QR codes for the Madara Telegram, the Madara Twitter, and myself. A little bit about me. I'm the founder of Carnot. So basically, Carnot is a roll-up as a service company around Madara. So we help you deploy app chains on Madara, right? So if you need any help with that or with Madara in general, feel free to reach out to me if you want on Twitter, or you can always reach out to Madara on its Twitter or on the Telegram page. But yeah, that's a quick short introduction about Madara and the boundary tracks we have for this hackathon. Really looking forward for innovative and cool solutions, just like Louis mentioned before. Like the point of these hackathons is, like get something cool kickstarted, and if it makes sense, you get the validation from the community and the other people, and then maybe you can, like start actually building a company out of this hackathon. So yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Apor. Thank you so much. Now I just wanted to invite Edward from Pragma.
Hey guys, are you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, very nice. Thanks a lot for the invitation. Yeah, so we have the Pragma track here. What Pragma is the oracle. So you can think of chaining or peace, but we push directly the data on Starknet. So you can have, for example, the price of BTC or ETH, but what really separates us and really align ourselves with Starknet is that our entire stack is on Starknet. So everything is open source, it's transparent. So we have a set of data provider that they push the data on chain, and then you can use and we can use that raw data to transform it the way we want. So, for example, to have a median price, but also to have like realized volatility, more complex stuff, and that makes the thing super interesting, and that's what we really want to see in that DeFi space, is to see like new way of onboarding the DeFi, new way of seeing the DeFi. And of course, like as Oracle play a crucial role in, for example, money market, but also like, for example, unique v4, so introducing hoops. Hoops is already available on Akubo, for example, and Aiko is also working on it. So we really want new stuff to be built like that. We are, so you can, I know a few guys already have projects, but if you already do, make sure to join your Telegram or ping us on Discord. We have an open challenge, an open channel there, and so we can discuss of how we can build new DeFi primitives. That's how we call them. And really excited to see you guys build this. Thanks a lot.
All right, thank you, Edward. Now I wanted to invite someone from Giza, perhaps Raphael, Lance, or Irem.
Hi, everyone. So
Hello.
thank you for that opportunity, and I'm really excited to see people building with the Giza stack. I'm gonna share my screen. Do you see my screen? I think so. Okay, so what we do at Giza, we are building tools and protocol in order to make ZKML. So the idea of ZKML is two things. First, to verify the integrity of your inference models, of your machine learning models. So for example, when you are using the inference of a model, how you are sure that verify that they use exactly the right model. And then the second idea is also to use to use the Giza stack in order to superpower your smart contract and use machine learning into your smart contracts. So the stack that we will that we have that you can use for that hackathon. First, in the AI actions, it's an SDK that we will launch tomorrow. It's a Python SDK. The idea is that we wanted that hackers and developers are using exactly the same environment that they are using for when they are building machine learning models. So that's why we did Python SDK. And with that SDK, you will be able to create workflows and also see check all your task and actions in a dashboard and UI where you can check the flow, where you can see the logs, etc. But we will dive more into it during that week, during our presentation. Then you will be also able to use Orion. Orion is a framework that we released a few months ago, and that library and framework is a Cairo version of ONNX, where we are implementing with our contributors, because it's an open source framework. We are implementing one by one all ONNX operators in order to support in the future any kind of models. Okay. And at the end, this is the full Giza stack. So you will be able to build models with the Action SDK. You will be able, with the Giza platform and CLI, you will be able to transpile your model to Cairo. And through the SDK or the CLI, you will be able to run the Cairo program, and also to prove the program and verify it. Okay, so we are exciting to see how you will build products on top of that. And for the bounties, so we have $4,000 for that Giza track. So 250 for the 2,500 for the if you are building products or hacking projects with the Action SDK. 1,000 if you are building very innovative ZKML use case, and 500 if you want to contribute to Orion and build innovative stuff with the main Orion framework. And about mentors, So I will be free and available during all the hackathon for you, and also Alejandro that also worked on the data set, because we will also launch a data set that week. The idea, a data set SDK, the idea is that you can use data sets that are already available and created for the blockchain. So he will be free, and also Fran, the CTO and co-founder of Giza, and Lance, which is who is in the Zoom. So yeah, thank you everyone.
All right, thank you, Raphael. Now I wanted to invite Maciej from Herodotus. Perhaps Maciej is not around, so we can jump for Gabe from Dojo team. Okay, seems like Gabe is not around as well. So I wanted to invite someone from JediSwap, either Rohit. Are you there?
I'm here. I'm Colin. Rohit is not available, unfortunately, but I'll just give a quick intro. So JediSwap, I hope most of you already heard of us at least once or twice. It's very simply an AMM on Starknet, and exciting things coming up soon because we launched our version 2 on the testnet recently, which will allow for concentrated liquidity positions. And that will also be the focus of our hackathon tracks. But just quickly some high-level information. So we're 100% community built. There's no company or investors or anything. It's all a community-led venture in that sense. So we're open to accept pretty much anyone as a contributor. Everyone can just provide value where he or she thinks it's the best fit. So you can just jump in our Discord, start interacting with the community, and yeah, basically see where to which area of the project you want to contribute, basically. And it's been pretty successful thus far. So we have about 1.8 million accounts that have interacted with JediSwap on Starknet. And it's therefore, I think, still the #1 protocol in terms of number of users. Hackathon tracks, it's mostly going to be focused on liquidity provider tools on the one side and on the swapping mechanism on the other. So what we would like to have on top of the concentrated liquidity platform is to have tools for liquidity providers. So you might know from the EVM chains, things like DeFi Edge and Gamma or Arrakis, basically liquidity management platforms. So any ideas towards that direction would be one track. And the other part is to have a improved routing mechanism. So currently we have actually everything is very similar to Uniswap model. But of course, we're open to have to take on other ideas on how we could optimize the swap routing or something related to that. And lastly, there will be 2 more tracks which focus more on incentives. So the one is to have an incentive design mechanism for the concentrated liquidity. So basically, how can you fairly and efficiently distribute incentives to specific pools that are have different needs. For example, a stablecoin pool is going to maybe be different to incentivize than a volatile pool. And the last one is staking contract, again, relating to incentives for Uniswap v2 style AMM. So for the existing version of JediSwap, which is basically full range liquidity, that would also be one track to build, basically a staking contract for LP positions in a full range AMM. So our contracts and everything is available on testnet, and we can share them also in the channels wherever you need them. And just reach out to us, where we'll have myself and also Prince, who is the dev guild leader from JediSwap. We're available as mentors, and we'll make sure that we're there for you. So any questions, just approach us. We'll we should always be available. And lastly, for the grants will be $2K per team. So I think there will be 2 winning teams. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, should be 2 winners, $2,000 for each. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it from my side. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Colin. Thank you so much. Now I wanted to invite Avnu team to come on stage.
Hey guys, do you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
How are you doing?
Excited, and you?
Good, good.
Nice.
Not sure we can hear Avnu team.
Okay, should work better now?
Now it works, yeah.
Okay. So sorry for being late, guys. I will do a quick intro of Avnu. So my name is Mentor. I'm the co-founder and the CEO of Avnu. And Avnu is a liquidity infrastructure protocol on top of Starknet with a mission to empower users, dApps, and wallets with best execution. And so far, we are the most used protocol when it comes to trading on Starknet, with a big obsession on providing the best user experience. And I hope that many of you will leverage our APIs or SDK and whatever you need to provide that level of experience.
Right. Are you done, Mentor?
Yes, unless you have some specific questions.
No, just want to confirm. So thanks so much. Now I wanted to invite someone from the Argent team, perhaps Danielle or Alex.
Yes, I'm gonna take this one. Hey, hey everyone. I'm Daniel from Argent. For those of you who don't know Argent or have never heard about it, we're the first wallet on Starknet. As of today, we have a bit more than 2 million downloads available as a browser extension as well as mobile. And I mean, as you would expect on an L2 with account abstraction natively built in, we have all sorts of security features, use cases directly built in. Maybe some people here even know us from earlier times. We are actually around as a company for a long while. Started out originally as an account abstraction wallet on L1 Ethereum, but now we are fully focusing everything on Starknet, which is our new home. And I'm here today because we believe the future is mobile. For a lot of people in the world, mobile is the main way they access the internet. So a lot of the world, especially in emerging markets, is mobile first. It might be the only device on how they access any form of the internet. And I think what is true for accessing the internet is also true when we talk about crypto, about Web3, about blockchain use cases. I think most of what we see currently in general Web3, general crypto, is not necessarily catered towards that mobile first experience that people are actually used to in Web2. And I think we really need to bridge that gap if we want to onboard at, as people famously say in crypto, the next 1 billion users. So if any form, especially consumer application that is blockchain based, wants to go mainstream, it has to be on mobile or at least work well on mobile. And I think Starknet is actually a very good place for that vision because we have native account abstraction support. We really have the tools on Starknet to build user experience that actually appeal to a much wider audience than the classic person who is interested in crypto, maybe as a developer, maybe building themselves, maybe trading. That is very different from what we maybe had a couple of years ago when we only were building on Ethereum mainnet, right? So the tools are here. We can bring people into crypto with a very good experience on Starknet. And that is why we are here today and why we are sponsoring the Argent track, where the challenge is to build dApps that are mobile responsive and support very flawless connection of mobile wallets. And I would add as a bonus, ideally we even find something that makes use of mobile's unique capabilities, right? So probably all of you use some app on their phone that only works as an app on a phone, but wouldn't work well as a desktop app. Maybe some of the contestants has a crazy idea where we come up with something like this. So it's all about mobile for us. We want to see great mobile applications, great mobile dApps built on Starknet. There's a total bounty of $2,000 on our track, plus the potential option, if we see a good fit, to be featured in the Argent wallet as a use case directly integrated. And I want to especially emphasize, and for everyone to keep in mind, you can join multiple tracks, right? So I think there is a DeFi track, there is a Dojo track, right? So you can build a game or a DeFi application as part of any of those tracks and keep mobile in mind from day one, make it mobile responsive, make it mobile first even, and you will be automatically joining the Argent track and maybe qualify for our bounty as well. Yeah, I think that's it from my side. I'm really looking forward to see some great dApps being built and hopefully some more mobile applications in the future. Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much, Danielle. Thanks so much, everyone, so that people can now understand a little bit better about the objectives of each bounty and the projects. I think what could be also useful is for me to share a little bit my screen and also to do a rundown from the timeline that we have for the initiative and to explain some topics. I think it's important. So let me just share my screen. All right. Can you all see my screen? All right, I will assume that you can see my screen. So as you know, registrations are coming to a close tomorrow. So we still have time to invite some friends over. And if you are watching this async as a recording, you also have time to be part of this amazing journey. We also have here a deadline for team formations. I wanted to let you know that perhaps this specific deadline might change because if we feel that people still need a little bit of time to organize themselves, especially outside of the platform, that will be useful. So in terms of platform-wise, I would explain a little bit how it works. Then we will share concrete tutorials, and we are always available on our Discord or by email to take on your questions and to explain any processes that you might need help with. So if you go and if you register on the hackathon and if you came to the matchmaking tab when registrations are closed, you will see that in this moment I'm not logged in or even a participant on the hackathon. But what this means is that on this tab you will see the teams that are looking for someone, the kind of skills and the kind of position that they are looking for. So you will be able to select the roles that you would like the most and pretty much apply to them just clicking on the apply button. Don't worry that all of these will be shown on the tutorials that we will share. As this is a live version of it, I can do it at the moment, and also because we still have registrations open. So it's pretty simple. If you are looking for a team and if you are planning to use the platform to find a team, you basically go to the matchmaking page that will be around this corner, and then you will find out which teams are looking for members, what kind of skills, and what kind of roles. So that's pretty much it. As a participant, you can also have already a team or want to check what kind of participants will want to join a team. So when everyone is registered and registrations are over, you can come to the participants tab and you will see a list of all participants. They will have some tags associated to their profiles, stating what kind of work that they do inside the platform. If you are a dev, if you are from design, if they are a dev, what kind of languages are their expertise. You can also check their profiles to see past hackathons that they work, etc. And what is cool is that as a team, you can check this list and you will see participants that are looking for a team. So it will be, it will have a big green pop-up button saying this participant is looking for a team, and you can invite directly using this list. This specific participant, invite them, oh, do you want to join my team? So an automatic message will be sent out from the platform to that specific participant. If you want to have some kind of discussion before asking someone to join your team, there's also a button, send a small message to that specific participant, so you can use that on the platform. Outside of that, of course, that you want and can join to other people on the Discord channel, where you have a general chat where all participants are, and some people might go there and ask if anyone is looking for someone, or if they're a team, they can state that they are looking for someone. We already have some messages related to that. So it's also an option because in the end of the day, either way, you have both options. So on TAIKAI itself, but also of TAIKAI. This is just to help a little bit more and to be like a matchmaking feature that could help, especially if you are a little bit shy to share on the chat, or even if you don't know anyone specific. So that's useful. So that will happen when registrations are closed. When that time comes, we will share detailed tutorials about this. Then you have the hackathon as a beginning. So everyone should gather up, starting discussing ideas and starting putting the work. As was already mentioned, we will have jamming sessions with all of these amazing sponsors. So this is a very cool opportunity to touch base on what they are really expecting. They can explain you a little bit more about their tech. You can share some ideas that you might have for your hackathon, or even explore some thoughts with these teams directly. So we will share a specific calendar with some slots for all the sponsors. So it will perhaps not have all the time available for everyone. So it's a first serve, first come, first serve kind of way that we are doing. The cool thing is that we are doing it in 3 different blocks. So the first block would happen on the 29th and the 30th of January, and you will be able to reserve or to book a slot with a specific sponsor that you want to interact with. If you find that those specific sponsors is already booked for this block of jamming sessions, you will have future ones, the other ones on the 5th of February and the 6th of February, and the same for the 11th and the 12th of February. So we are making sure that at least we have 3 different blocks that are structured the same way. First come, first serve. You have a little bit of time to engage with all of these projects, and that could give a kickstart to your hackathon project. Then between all of these and between the hacking itself, we will have some more workshops running from the Starknet team, as already happened in the recent weeks. And then we have this year what we call is the debugging sessions. So this will be more close to to the date that you should submit your project. So basically, this will work as you already have an idea matured and you already built something, and you will have a small time frame to interact with specific sponsors. Again, first come, first serve, but if you have some specific doubts or you want to showcase what you're building and you want a second opinion from them to adjust a little bit some things, you will be able to do it on these debugging sessions that will be also hosted by the sponsors to help you out. And as a final session where you are pretty much ready to deploy our project is what we call the feedback sessions. That will be on the 15th of February, so one day before of the project submissions deadline. And this will be just to make a final overview of what you have built and if you have any specific final questions for your project and for these specific sponsors. So this is the format. I would say that you have a ton of opportunities to engage with all of these amazing projects, and they will be ready to help out on the project that you are building. It's an awesome way to also to engage with people that really work on these projects. So for networking, to get to know people, their experiences, some tips that they might have for you. Perhaps they were already hackathon builders before, so it's really an amazing opportunity for that. Then I would say that you also have our LayerX Discord channel, and if you are a participant, you will be basically have a list of all the available sponsors and the general chat if you want to quickly chat with someone. So that's also available as a tool. So on our side, on the LayerX side, we will be on top of everything in terms of technical support related to the platform. If you have some question that you don't know exactly who is the right person to ask it, you can always ask it to us, whether on Discord, whether by email, because we have it there for this. If anything, you can also send me a direct message on Discord if you want. That's also possible. So that's the way that we have to fully support you throughout this journey. Then you have the project submission deadline, which will be on the 16th of February. And then we have all the voting being done. I wanted to state clear that you will apply always to the global track that is from Starknet. So that's the global track. So it's the biggest challenge. Let's say it's a global challenge. But then you will also be available to apply to any sponsor that you want and for their bounties. So the evaluation of the bounties will be made by those sponsor teams. And then the evaluation of the project as a global track for the big challenge will be done by Starknet. So you might have one result regarding some sponsors and another result regarding the global track. It's not mandatory that you need to fulfill any kind of bounty. I would say that it's an opportunity, though, that you can interact with these teams and also earn extra prizes. So I think it's an amazing opportunity, since you will be deploying something on top of Starknet ecosystem. Then on the 18th, we will be announcing all the winners and results. And after this, our team will also be in touch with you, especially if you have won something. So that will make the distribution as soon as possible. That's our goal. So we will be also in touch with you guys. So any kind of updates that we make or any kind of information, you can find it on our hackathon page here where it says updates. So you can check pretty much all the updates that we have been done, but you will also receive it by email. So if you want to use email, it's okay. You can check all the announcements there. If you have some questions, you can ask our team for sure. So that's pretty much it regarding the timeline. I think that we already have all the dynamics of the hackathon covered. I would say that I can share the create project, which is will be the first step when the registrations are closed. So pretty much you as a user will have this screen where you are inside the hackathon, and you will have a button saying create project. So it's really simple. You just need to create a project. I would suggest to make it right away so that part is done, because on the create project form, basically you just need to give it a name, but you can change it afterwards, so it's not a big deal. The same for the short description. You can make something out of it and then change it along the way. And then you click continue. And when you go to the second screen, it basically allows you to add your project team members. So if you are alone, you can create the project alone and then try to get teammates, because we allow that you can add teammates afterwards. If you already have a team or a semi team, you can already add their handles here, and they will be automatically part of your team during the hackathon. So this will be the first step to create a project. When you create a project, you will be prompted to have your own little space inside the hackathon, your own dashboard where you can see a spot to put your logo, your cover, the content, and the assets. That's something that we will share during this week, because the first step would be to create the project formally, and then we will share the tutorials if you need to use them throughout the week, so that you can start to populate your project page. So that's pretty much it in terms of general information. Once again, I wanted to thank everyone for being present. I would say that we have a very healthy number of participants, so I'm really looking forward the types of things that will be built and the number of projects that we can achieve. So I'm really excited for that. Special thanks for the StarkWare team, Luis and Liran, for all the help, because this has been a teamwork between everyone, and also all the sponsors, because they have been fantastic. And also a special thanks to our hackers to believe in this initiative, because I'm sure it will be a great one. So I would leave it the session right here. Again, the recordings will be made available for everyone, so everyone can check this later and check everything that was said. So that's pretty much it from my side. Just asking if Luis or Liran want to give any last words before we end it.
We'll just wish you all good luck. We waited for this hackathon for quite a while now, and we also want to thank to TAIKAI and all the rest of the projects, the ones that are here and the one that was here before. We encourage you to take this as not just another hackathon. You have many things to gain here besides of the winning, which I know you all kind of like looking forward to. The jamming session are priceless. Check the timeline, see what triggers your interest, and we want to see you all there. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you, Liran. All right, so let's end it here. Thanks so much, everyone, and have an awesome day, and see you on the hackathon. Bye-bye.
Thank you all. Bye.